Hello! So step aside Series S and step aside PS5. You want, no, scratch that. You need the most powerful console known to man. So I have 10 reasons why you need the Xbox Series X. The first would have to be that the Series X, surprisingly in 2022, is becoming more and more readily available. I mean, just last week, GameStop had a bunch of Xbox Series X's for sale available on their website for about 3 to 4 days. Now, unfortunately, with GameStop, we all know how that works. It was sold in bundles. But you still have the opportunity to pick it up. It's just you had to pay the bundle price. However, Xbox is trying to pump out as many Series X's in 2022 as they're focused on this generation of consoles, whereas some other companies, they're focused on last generation.
Say what?
Now, since this is the most powerful console man has ever made, on this bad boy you get native 4K and up to 120 frames per second. So basically what that means is that your games are going to look and run smoother than any other console of this generation. Now, skeptics believe that the Series S isn't going to be able to hold its own this entire generation. I happen to believe that it will, but if you're a skeptic, there is no doubt in my mind that the Series X is future-proof.
I guarantee it.
Now let's just say you have some OG Xbox games laying around, 360 games laying around, Xbox One games laying around, and you still want to play them. Now because the Xbox Series X comes with a disk drive, you get that option. However, for this one very reason, I don't really buy a lot of physical games, and that reason would have to be
a game pass.
I mean, I have access to well over 300 plus games at my disposal. Even if I were to play 24/7 365, there is no human way possible that I'll be able to play and complete each game available on Game Pass before another one drops. Xbox is constantly making Game Pass a must for any Xbox Series X owner. So Microsoft and Xbox, well, they have like $1 bazillion. So they go out and they buy studios. That way the studios don't have to worry about the financial hurdles. They could just make and create great games. Now, even though 2022 just started, the day one exclusives coming to Game Pass are already looking like a home run. So what that means is when the game drops for purchase, you could download that straight to your Xbox Series X via Game Pass. Well, even though you don't have an unlimited amount of storage space on the internal drive, you do have about 1 terabyte of storage that you can utilize to save your data and to save your games. But if you want to expand your storage, I recommend this Xbox Game Drive by Seagate. You can store anything on here, and as a matter of fact, you can play all previous generation games directly off this drive. Or you can pick up the proprietary storage card that just slides into the back of the Xbox Series X, and it's just as fast and capable as the internal NVMe SSD. Now, since we're talking about fast things, let's talk about Quick Resume. This one feature alone definitely screams next generation. Of course, this works best on the games that you have stored on the internal drive. I mean, switching from game to 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 game is snappy. So load screens on the Series X is a thing of the past. The Series X is first and foremost a gaming console, but it's also your one-stop shop media hub. CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, Ultra HD, you can do it with this drive. Streaming apps like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, you can do it right here. That may not be a selling point for some, but it's sure nice to have those options. So recently, Uncle Phil made this announcement stating that the Xbox Series X and S are on pace to be the #1 Xbox consoles sold of all time. So what that means is that a lot of your friends and family, well, they may have a Series X or a Series S already. So with your Series X and the Xbox ecosystem, it hasn't been easier to find friends, both old and new, to play with. But if you're also interested in the Series S, go ahead and click or tap on the screen. And if you want to become a member, then go ahead and click that join button down below. But until next time, Handsome Nation, thank you and have a good one.